You know, we can't have a podcast named Come in Peace without talking about coming.
And peace.
Where to begin? Where do we begin?
Okay, well, first of all, we're in a pandemic, and I feel that quarantine was a great time to get to know your body a little bit more, i.e. masturbating, okay? Mm-hmm. When's the last time you masturbated?
It's been a long
Last night?
time coming.
I have a confession.
Why you always watching me? You know that come with the fee. Asking who inside my sheets. I can't even come in pee. Take it back. Fully funded and abundant, and you lack. Who you is, big man? You don't know me like that. You's a snack, Kit Kat. I need some gon' make me fat. I need some gon' raise the stacks. I need some know how to act. You always texting where you at. Don't blow me up, just blow this back.
Oh wow, Marky with the drink.
Yay!
I'm gonna grab you a drink.
That's how I like it. That's how I like it.
Well, now look at mine. Mine looks
That's cute.
We got the
That's
same
cute.
drink.
I like it cute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, wait, hold on. Cheers.
Wow.
My fault, y'all. My fault. Okay.
I mean,
Cheers.
I know it's not Dominican, y'all. Easy.
Cheers.
Hold on. Eyes.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
rule.
yeah.
You have bad sex for the rest of your life.
What?
Yeah.
That was bad luck.
That's bad sex.
I thought it was 7 years.
I mean, that's bad luck. Come on.
Return again. Cheers.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that hit. That hit.
Okay.
That is so strong.
All right, so, you know, we can't have a podcast named Come in Peace without talking about coming.
And peace.
So, where to begin?
Where do we begin? Okay, well, first of all, we're in a pandemic, and I feel that quarantine was a great time to get to know your body a little bit more, i.e. masturbating, okay? Mm-hmm. When's the last time you masturbated?
It's been a long
Last night?
time coming.
I have a confession. I was late.
I know you lying.
You mean today?
Because
There's no way.
I masturbated before I came. I mean, I came.
Just to get ready.
You know, to get in the zone. When duty calls, it calls. But yeah, so that's my confession. It is what it is. All right, so I mean, how has it been in quarantine? Do you find yourself?
It's horrible. It's all I do. It's all I do. Like, I mean, I've been locked down for a year by myself, you know, away from my partner. So yeah, every inch of this body, I done found it. You know, I've figured it out. I've cracked the codes, and yeah, I spent a lot of time with myself. Y'all very quiet.
But I really wish that I experienced that, but because I wasn't making no type of sense.
Yeah, no.
But you booed up.
I mean, but during the beginning of the pandemic, I wasn't doing nothing. So
You was just drying out.
They drying out.
Drying right out. Real.
That's how I feel too. I told you the other day I think it closing up like an airing hole.
Oh
Like,
my God.
I really.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's rough. It is rough.
But I feel like there's such a stigma around masturbation too, though, especially predominantly with women.
Right.
We talk so freely about men like jerking off. Like we have so many different names for it and all. But when it comes to women, it's just like, oh wait, what? Like I feel like it's like masturbating.
Right.
It's so medical.
I hate that
almost.
word even.
Like I feel like what we could call it instead. We can call it.
I call it jerking off. I say the same thing
Jerking
as them.
off?
I say the same thing as them. I say the same thing today. Say it to be like, yeah.
I know what jerking off. I was thinking something
Make it sound sexy.
Okay, my bad. What you want to call it?
jerking off.
You can't even
out, like fixing your face. What about like it's self-care, isn't it? It's self-care.
Yeah, it is self-care.
Okay, self-care.
Self-love.
What do you think? What do you think, Abby?
Yeah, I
Because you're
agree.
very quiet. I noticed you didn't answer.
Yeah.
You know, I just considering that. She just posted a lot.
You know, yeah, I'm just listening.
Can't relate.
No, I can relate, but no, I'm just listening.
Okay.
I think self-care. Self-care,
I actually like that.
self-love, like self-reverence, self-appreciation.
Reverence.
I like that framing
Yeah, I
a lot
like that
because I feel
reverence.
like I definitely have had an interesting relationship to masturbation over my life, like so much shame. And where I am now, like the idea of it as an act, a radical act of self-care and self-love, I could really, really, really get into.
But shame, like, why?
How much time you have? Like, why? I mean, I grew up extremely like religious, and it was outright said to me like, don't do this, don't do that, don't touch yourself, don't.
So
God watching you.
It's considered a sin, masturbation. 'Cause
Yes, girl.
That's like the first I've heard it.
What?
And I grew
Yes.
up religious, but I've never been
Oh, lucky
taught
you.
that.
Taught
I
that.
mean, we never had those conversations, like me and my parents, but
It wasn't
I-
a conversation even with my parents. It was literally like at youth group, like.
At youth,
At
that's what they
youth
be
group.
telling you on
Yeah,
YouTube.
and I was like a teenager in my room, really thinking and truly like God watching me now. Like I'd be doing it, and I have
That's a
to
little
stop.
scary.
Like I'd have to stop.
A little voyeurism.
Yeah, like, it was that real for me.
But
Like I
no,
was that scared of it.
It's a sin. I'm pretty sure it's in there. You're
So
supposed to like
why?
save all sexual
Pleasures.
and not, I don't even think it's supposed to be pleasurable, really. It's just all sexual
like desire, in a sense. What?
desire in itself.
The way it was explained to us was like it's lust. And the
Yeah.
idea that you're lusting
But isn't
outside of
lust a sin?
right.
Yeah.
So
okay,
even
I
though
can
it's with
understand it.
yourself, like you're engaging in lust outside of a marriage. So that's
Because you have like thoughts in your head and stuff like that, so that's
well, because you
considered
busting a
lusting.
nut, Miss Ma'am. Like you.
And then I think I get it because
Me
like
too, yeah.
you're not gonna touch yourself and think about clouds. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
I
You
think
can
you're
think-
thinking about the
Turn you
person.
on. But that's for another episode.
Yeah, I was about to say. Like you're gonna think about your favorite actress or
Yeah.
singer or someone in
Okay,
your
yeah.
class, something.
Female-centric boxer.
I understand.
Are you one of those people who can just like think about things and like masturbate?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Like, I need all the porn. Give me
Absolutely
all
not.
the
I don't watch porn.
Conscious.
Is that weird?
No, I think, and there's also a stigma about what happened.
Your face feels like, yeah, no on the conscious part.
I doing better.
You do
Doing
better?
better with the
I don't
conscious
watch porn at all.
Really?
Is that weird? I don't. I really don't.
I don't watch porn
It doesn't
in a
turn me on.
relationship.
It doesn't.
Oh no, baby, that is.
I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. It doesn't.
Wait.
No, I'm knocking it if you do it. It just I don't do it.
Diffuse this. What? Like at all?
No, it grosses me out. Like I don't know because I feel like even when I watch like men, or I have watched like men and women, like everything is just like
you're talking about
and then,
straight
like
porn.
touch there, and it's just like okay, this is gross.
Yeah, well that's why they have like there's this company called Bellesa that pretty much focuses on porn that's produced by women. And it's like a whole different freaking cup of tea. It's like
Never heard of it.
real relationships, real like interactions, and there's none of the misogyny and sexism that comes along with, modern day porn.
Yeah.
But wow, girl. So you just be sitting there thinking about clouds for real. But like what
I could just use my thoughts.
you are
I'm
powerful.
great with that. I don't
Yeah,
need
that's
to watch
powerful.
anything at all.
No, girl. If I use my thoughts, I'd be thinking about what's for dinner.
Right.
I would never
say.
get there. I would never get
No,
there.
no,
Yeah, no.
I need to set the.
But I'm interested in what you were saying. You say you don't watch porn when you're in a relationship.
When I'm in a relationship, no.
Say more.
Why?
Because my partner, they're like, why I gotta watch that? I want to see his things, not they things.
All the
All the time. Yeah. I think I've watched.
You never wake up 2 a.m. and just was like,
First, who waking up 2 a.m.? Not
like
me.
I have a regimen. I have
Wait,
to wake
really?
up and
I
work
have a
out.
schedule. Like, no.
right,
uh-uh.
I hear you.
But see, like, okay, for me, with masturbation, I was never taught what to do, what not to do, if it's a sin, if it's not.
Yeah.
Like, so masturbating to me is like, that don't really happen. Like, I could count how much times I masturbate. Like, That ain't.
So
I feel like there's a problem with that, but then it's like, it don't bother me.
You feel like
'Cause,
you don't need
I want
it?
to know. Like, I want to know, but it's like weird. Like, touching myself is just like, yeah, no, I just rather someone else touch me. It's kind of weird, but
I feel like,
Well, to be clear, it's not like I prefer myself over somebody else, okay? It's not like,
hold on, but sometimes you might prefer yourself over somebody else.
I mean, I know what to do. I
Sometimes
can get it
people don't know
done.
what they do.
but I feel like masturbation is like the gateway to understanding your body better. Like that's the gateway to being able to properly communicate with sex. Like, hey, no, I don't like this. I like
Yeah.
this. Touch me there. Do
Exactly.
this. And the communication is the part that, makes sex a pleasurable experience for the woman, because I feel like sex is so male dominated. It's always all about the male, which is why it's so common that we like normalize masturbation for men, because it's okay to talk about men, orgasming. It's okay for that. It's never okay for the woman. Like, I mean, I was just freaking telling y'all, like, back in the day,
Oh,
okay?
God.
Back in the day, orgasms for women was like a medical prescription. Like, women suffering from depression, what they called hysteria, they went to the doctor to freaking get
but
jerk
not just
off.
the doctor, the psychiatrist,
Yes.
like a mental health
To get-
professional.
To masturbate. They had a whole friggin' tool that would just vibrate until the women orgasmed, and that would cure them. But it's like, it was so funny to like, you still had men jacking off in that time frame, but for women doing it, it was like
was medical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Like, I feel like once we normalize masturbation for women, I mean, because I started masturbating early. When y'all started? I feel like Boxer
I don't
started
know.
First of all, ease up off me. No, I could say maybe 16. I tried and I was like,
I think so.
I tried and I was like, this isn't for me.
primary school.
No.
Primary.
Primary
Like,
school.
how do you get there? Like, primary school. Not
Child.
judging. Like, what?
It wasn't anything even conscious. It just felt nice. Like little stuff like being in the pool and swimming past the jet. It was just like, it's just like, okay. Or being in the tub and like, or the
Showerheads.
shower. Yeah, like,
Yes. Shower head.
Yeah, no.
I feel like I discovered it kind of on accident.
My shower head
Yeah,
never
yeah.
moved. So how was that going to happen,
Mine
sis?
was
That's stayed up there. So what y'all was doing, like aiming? Like,
No, for me, in Austria, like in Europe, pretty much all tubs, I mean, all showers are just like tubs, and the shower handle is like,
you can
You
move
can
it.
remove
bottom.
it. Yeah.
and my cousin, I was 6. I was 6, okay? I was 6, and she was just like, this is what we're gonna do. She was just like, this is what you can do with this. And I was like, what? And for me, and just like how Kia described it, it's like, you don't think of it as a sexual act or anything. You think of it as like, oh, okay, cool, that
It just
feels good.
feels good, yeah.
It's like tickles, you know? So it's just like, from there, it kind of grew into this like exploration of my body. But I think I officially probably started masturbating maybe at like 8. And then it was like, okay, hold on. I can do this and do that. Official.
I think officially for me, I was definitely young because I have memories of like, remember when the TV channel used to be fuzzy? And you could kind of see like a boob.
Them 597, 596.
And then you have the channel on like Nickelodeon or something you could go back to. Like I have memories of doing that and like,
I think it's official when you can say that, okay, shit, we have to lock the door, make sure no one home, and then,
when there's awareness behind
go
it.
in. But then also there's the whole thing of, when you masturbate, is it more clitoral or is it more penetrative?
No, definitely clitoral.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because, like, when you masturbate, some people like different things. They either like...
No.
or they... either they doing that or they doing that and then, using fingers for penetration. I could only...
Yeah.
I can't do the...
Thank you for the sounds. The sound effects help so much.
If I'm honest, I don't know if I was ever into using my own fingers, but like when I discovered the beautiful world of like dildos
Sex
and vibrators,
toys?
sex
Oh my
toys that
God,
changed
yes.
a lot for me. So I think, like, as a teenager and stuff, I was definitely only DJing in my room. Like, I was definitely only there,
DJ.
like,
So question, when was the first time you had your first sex toy?
I had to really think about that one, you know, because in my mind,
Flat, flat, flat.
Oh, and they got scrimps on that one.
everything. What we got? Yes. And the little greens for health.
I love the little, what is that, arugula? No, that's not arugula. Okay, let's pass over that.
Anyway.
Wait, are we grabbing our plates from
Vaughn
I
is
think
like,
it's-
hold on, hold that thought.
Let me know.
Let me prepare to eat.
I think, honestly, I was probably in college because I had to buy it myself. And so I know I had to, like, walk in a store and buy it. So I must have been 18, like, over here in COB. Like, walking into whatever random store trying to, like, buy some horrible device. Like, let's be real. Like, my first one was not at all, like, you know, now we are blessed to have all of these, like, badge-safe options.
Yeah.
But a lot of that crap was just, like, horrible plastic.
Yes.
That I was just shoving up in there because
Shoving it up.
and I had I couldn't. Who was gonna ask my mommy? I just was going in undercover and like getting in and getting out. And I think that would have been the first time.
You know what's weird? My first toy was 18, but it was like my best friend who was a guy. He bought it for me as a birthday gift. I didn't even know what to do with it.
What kind of toy was it?
It was like a. I remember you could put it on your finger, the rabbit,
finger.
like a rabbit.
Ooh, I like those. I have a couple of those.
Yeah.
I have a whole treasure chest. I have reached the pinnacle in my career where I just get free sex toys. And
Wow, what a dream!
it's a monumental time, and I'm just so proud. Like it's an amazing thing because I even realize now. And obviously, it's because, you know, due to our patriarchal society, a lot of things surrounding the pleasure for women is so focused on being penetrative. And while some women do enjoy penetrative sex and can orgasm from that, most women orgasm from clitoral stimulation. And nowadays, we have so much more toys that cater to clitoral stimulation. Before, it was just all dildos. It was like dildos and dicks. That was it. That's
I think that's why I don't like porn, because it's just so penetrative, and then, like you said, and it's like nobody's touching, and there's like that does not turn me on. Like
There's
you
no
just want
foreplay.
Yeah.
Why y'all always laughing at me?
I scared.
I don't know what.
Y'all always laughing at me. So, because y'all experiences with sex toys was way earlier than mine. My first time was literally the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh my God.
Wow. My best friend, she bought it for me. I was like, she's like, girl, I buy you one of these. I was like, I think I need that. I think I straight just said, no, I buying this for you. So she bought it for me, and I was like, wait, what is this? I tried it for the first time, literally lasted 20 seconds. I said,
20 seconds
I
on the
said,
count.
what in the weakness is this? I said, but I did it. I said, but what? 20 seconds. I was like, this. I put that up. And I touched off at least 3 months because I was like, what is this? This don't even make sense. You know what 20 seconds is?
Well, that's probably.
I was like, okay. Time to go sleep. Yeah, that's my confession.
But I mean,
I got introduced to it very late.
That's expected. You don't
Yeah, you
know what
green
a
man.
doggy look like. But I am happy that you crossed into the threshold. Would you get more?
I want to try more, yeah.
I mean, let me know. I can hook you up.
What kind of toy
You
was
ain't
it?
never hooked me up. We got to talk after this.
A vibrating dildo.
A vibrating dildo?
I don't like dildos.
I don't like dildos.
I don't
No,
like
I
them
don't like
either.
them.
So, like I said, I don't really like the, go the other way. I just like the scotch to the top, so I just use it to the top.
DJ.
Well, fun fact, you know the clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings? 8,000. I think the penis head has what, like 2,000? And the clitoris is solely designed for pleasure. The man has nothing close to it. The clitoris is solely for pleasure. Isn't that wild that the woman, how powerful we are, obviously, we have an organ that pretty much is just for pleasure, But sex is still so revolved around things that cater to men. And even like, so with penetrative sex, like granted, like penetrative sex is great, but I mean, where's the foreplay? Where is the attention to the clitoris? That's what
People
we're
act like
lacking.
that's the only thing in the world. And like, as someone, as a woman who sleeps with women, like one of the questions people ask is like, well, what do y'all do? It's just like,
What don't we do?
that makes me scared for you. Like, what kind of sex are you having where the only thing you can imagine is somebody climbing on top of you and like thrusting something into you at rapid speed? Like, there's other things
You can do.
Say at rapid speed.
No, but it's so true, and I feel like it's almost degrading at some point to assume that sex is like just penis and vagina.
Penetration.
It's just penetration.
Yeah, because if you want to talk about fun facts, and it's Googleable, Google it. There are many surveys about like people, globally, sexual health and pleasure and all of that. And time after time, heterosexual women report the lowest rates of sexual satisfaction. Gay men out here getting it, queer men out here getting it, queer women out here getting it, everybody getting it. But I feel like straight women always get the short end of the stick. They ain't getting it. They really not. They don't know how to ask for it. They don't even know what they want because they're so unfamiliar with their bodies and themselves and their own needs. And they prioritize the man's needs over them.
I think that's what's so important of masturbation.
Yeah. Because when you masturbate, you prioritize your own needs, and that allows you to stand up when you know you have a man that literally want to come and just go sleep. And you don't even even touch me, dog.
And you know, like our stamina levels are not even the same.
I hate that.
It's a talented man who could hang around for rounds.
Like
you
he
know what I'm
there
saying?
dying, and you're just like, okay, you want to go
I
again?
know.
And it's like, what, you ain't done?
And that's the power of the woman, to be able to absorb energy after we orgasm, to be able to continue to go. But it's just like, I find that it's so common, even amongst my female friends, where they're just like, I don't even really orgasm with my partner.
Do
But
women
like-
really orgasm with their partners?
I mean, I know.
Straight
I do.
women?
I mean, I do.
I rarely have.
I mean, I know I do, because listen, baby, when they done, I ready to go to bed.
But no, I definitely have seen the difference in the beginning of my relationships that have been so indoctrinated with, the male view of it. Like, oh, it's just for the man. Like, how do I look for him? Did you come? Did you do this? Like, not even thinking about myself. And that's what it always was about in the beginning. But then after I started to explore my body more and shy away from the societal, stare of being in tune with my body, I realized, hey, what the hell? I need to come too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I started standing up for myself and saying, you know what? No, you doing this wrong.
Yeah,
No,
that
but I
was
feel-
so hard to do.
But I feel like with time, though, as we get older, and we realize, like, this is BS. Like, we need to tell these dudes, like, all females, what we need done. Because it's like, no, you just come in and I go to bed mad. I still mad. You pissed me off today. You try to give me some and I still pissed. That make no
You
sense.
see that meme
That make
when
no
it
sense.
say, hey baby, did you come? And the girl's like, yeah, to the wrong house.
Like, if you had to ask me that, dog, you know
You
what
ain't
it
do
is.
your job.
You know what it is.
You should never, if you have to ask, you did nothing. Oh, and especially, what I dislike? The pump fakers. Oh, man, yeah, man. Because, see, y'all know I play sports. I hang around a lot of guys. And these dudes be pumping. And I'm like, dude, I know you ain't do what you had to do.
I know.
Like, listen, yeah, man. When I had a man, I'm like, ugh. I said, if we hear her side, honey.
And that's the thing, they be so confident. Like, we be
Stroking their
there,
egos.
laying there in all this shame, trying to do this big performance for them, worrying about how you look and all these things, if you making enough noise. And these dudes in their head thinking, I'm killing this shit. I'm killing this shit. I am killing this.
But I feel like we set that narrative in our society that sex is all about the male enjoyment, which is why we let them friggin' go on with the whole, yeah, I had that and I did that and I did this. But did you? Like, did you? Did you really though?
And you saying, yeah, I had this and that. You notice people only care about body counts when it comes to females? Real talk. Why?
I mean,
Or the scene, the topic of that.
Go on, Bobby.
go off.
Free your mind. Free your mind.
Speak it.
Yeah.
Speak it. No, because it's true. And that's because we live in a male-dominated society, specifically to sex. Even if when men see women that love sex, it's like, oh no,
Taboo. It's like
she's
taboo.
a this, she's a that, like da 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 da.
And that's so interesting to me because, like, okay, even if what you want to say about her is that is a woman who really likes sex, like, what else does that tell you about her character? Like, there have been so many times in my life where people have tried to put me against another woman because she likes to have sex. And I'm like, okay, but if you really take that argument through, she likes to have sex. Does she treat people badly? Is she an abuser? Because a lot of y'all friends are, and y'all don't have no problem hanging out with them. Like, so she likes to have sex. What else about her makes her so unlovable and unworthy of even basic decency and respect? Don't you like sex?
I feel that men that are triggered by women who are in tune with themselves sexually are simply projecting their inability to properly pleasure a woman.
Facts.
And that's that on that. But because if you as a man were confident in your ability to thoroughly pleasure a woman, to bring her to understand her body, to learn her body, you would be happy to know that she also is taking great care of her body when it comes to being sexually in tune. But if you are triggered by that, then baby boy, just say that you can't give an orgasm. It is what it is.
Hey, if you can't give an orgasm, just say that.
I can teach you.
Just say that.
It's fine. Just let me know. You
No,
know?
I tried to teach someone before. Sometimes it just don't work, man.
I've rarely had a male partner that was willing to be taught anything about my body and what I like.
Oh no, I had one who was willing. I had one who was willing.
I'm happy for you.
No, and he was trying, and he did it right.
I just feel like when I am
But
with
I
a
feel
woman, it's almost, it's not even, it's a given. Like, the first thing we doing is having a conversation. It's just, okay, what do you like? What do you want? Like, with men, I've rarely had that moment.
Yeah.
But see,
Like, they just take the lead.
But I also feel like men who would listen to women and say like, okay, baby, I like this, baby, I like that, they more in touch with themselves. Like, they don't have that ego around them. Like, I feel like men like that, they're more like gentlemen and care about
What
the
do you
woman
call
more
it?
than
In tune with
average.
your feminine.
Yes,
Just what to say.
Yeah.
Tune with the feminine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like men like that who are willing to understand and try new things, and yes, they are in tune with their feminine side. It ain't
think about more than
I
just
smashed
themselves.
this. Yeah.
I also hate that term. Like, you ain't smashed nothing over here. It's not smashed.
Like,
Like,
let me
what
talk
you
to a
smashed.
girl and get what she have to say.
Okay, because you honestly, you ain't saying nothing right now. But that's a huge thing for men. It's just like, oh yeah, I deal with that. Did you though? Did you? Because I was there and you did not deal with anything, sir.
So I have
She deals with you.
real.
I would say something, but I shame I get judged. I remember I was with this guy, and he was like, we should do a threesome. We never did it. I was just like, we can't do a threesome because you can embarrass me, and they can be talking about. I was so ashamed. They can talk for me and say, this what she's been getting.
And then she was
She
just me.
says I embarrassed. We can embarrass me. You can embarrass me.
I almost choked on the flatbread. Oh God, oh Lord.
So I understand when you talk about smash this and smash that, like you don't want to hurt the person's feelings, but it's just like you are very not good.
I actually followed through with that and had the threesome, and I was like, nah, Dred, this
No, I
was
never
a
do that.
bad
So they
idea,
wasn't
man.
making sense on no end. The girl,
Oh, no,
not a boy.
even the girl look at me like,
What I supposed to do? Wait.
like everything okay? Like, she was like, we need to talk. Let me introduce you to my friend. Because, but that's true too. And I feel like that's why communication is key. That's why the talking is important, because a lot of these dudes out here think they...
And that's so crazy because I feel like women are operating under the assumption that we are in like we're in a state of lack. Like, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that. And men just show up and think, sir, you don't have enough penis for one woman. And you have the nerve to be requesting two?
Right.
To embarrass me.
Right.
The boldness, the audacity.
Even when it comes to sex, you know, there's so much that women thinking about. Like, how my body looked? Did I shave enough? Did I miss a spot? How do I taste? How do I smell? What do I like? What is this? This and that. Is he enjoying it? Did he come? But the nigga literally just showing up and jickety doggy inside you and ain't even moving correctly.
No.
Like, it's like.
And you better hope he wash it.
And he ain't even wash his balls. Like, really? Really? And that's what we need to stand up against because we deserve better as women. I mean, I know I'm doing great now, but I know there is some woman out there dealing with a man who ain't wash his ass properly, who think that he's throwing down dick and he ain't. And on top of that, there's no foreplay.
And you're giving up BV. Because you ain't washed.
Kia's like, this is why I talk to women.
I'm on tonight. Y'all kill this one with the shrimps though, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all really, I only had one slice of the shrimp.
I ain't this one yet. That one was good. But you said ritual about girl, that was good.
Okay, so I feel like while we're talking about double standards and like what men do and what we get to do, I feel like the idea of a one-night stand is like so taboo for a woman. But I hear dudes talking all the time about this gal they meet, they kill home and da 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 da, boop boop boop.
Boop,
like,
boop, boop.
like how y'all feel about that? And I'm gonna open the floor.
You open the floor.
Open up the floor.
Then boxing around, you don't even know what one of them is.
Of course, I know what
It's
that
not
is.
for you.
It's not for you, boxer.
For me, yeah, I like to know a person, but if someone has a one-night stand, I mean, who am I to judge? Baby, in college, that happens a lot. I have a lot of friends that I've watched it happen to, and they're fine.
They're fine.
They're fine, yeah. Like, they enjoyed themselves, and they talked about it. I was there like, wow, that's I
Must
can't
be
do that, but I
nice,
mean,
yeah.
it must be nice. So, and I feel like that's kind of risky, too, because it's like, you don't know the person. And then suppose you have a trash experience. It's like, wait.
Trash experience, girl. I'm worried about the STDs. Like, I'm so scared.
You could get
like,
them from who you dating.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
really?
not.
Get them from your husband.
No,
You get it from your
I'm
husband.
really weird. Like, if I'm dating a guy, I need to know your status. And maybe that makes, I don't know.
No,
maybe
that
that's
makes a lot of
turn
sense.
off.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Or, like, takes the fun out of things. But I would not get with a guy if I don't know his status. And I, like, stand on that.
I love how you say takes the fun out of things like STD, Russian
Sorry.
roulette.
I mean, maybe I think, like, gee, this is the type of girl. I don't know what it is.
No,
but I
it's-
can't.
It's important. I mean, it's important to know your status and the status of your partner.
Right.
You know, regardless, one night stand, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, side chick, whatever. Know your status.
Right.
Because, you know, it's a struggle out here, especially in the Bahamas being what, number 2, number 1?
Right.
Anyways, but we digress. No, but I definitely understand that. One night stands can be tricky. For me, I've only had one, and it was only because I was extremely freaking drunk. But looking back at it, especially as a woman, what the fuck was I thinking? Because I think it's more scary on the standpoint of it being dangerous, like, you know, getting raped or, you know, getting kidnapped, murdered, things like that, like someone who you don't know. And granted, people that you know can do these things as well, but the statistics are higher. But that still doesn't go to say that if a woman does want to have one night stands, what the fuck, do what you want to do, you know?
I think that's why it's so prevalent in college, because when you're in college, there is this false sense of safety
Exactly.
and security on campus.
Exactly.
And everybody's like partying and doing it. And like, you know, when you talk about alcohol, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't want to understand, you know what I'm saying? But like, it was drunk.
But
it
most
was
of them-
it was drunk and kind of messy and complicated. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I think you watch TV and movies and entertainment and you think that things are going to be like simple and no big deal. And then you could find yourself in really uncomfortable situations. I was only asking you. I'm not trying to get your business.
Okay, so that leaves the question. Do you think that you need love in order to have sex?
Definitely not. You don't need that. Love takes time.
No.
Sex is something you could wake up the day. You could wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I need that juice. You feel me? But back on the topic of like the one night stand thing, I think the majority of one night stands happen because of
The person
alcohol.
is drunk.
Yeah.
No, just alcohol. Because I feel like in your sober mind, you're not gonna make that decision.
Yeah.
But when you're intoxicated and your kitty little jumping, baby.
Oh my God.
No job.
No real
They may
talk.
need a little wow.
I have all my common sense is strong or not.
Really?
I just feel like everyone have AIDS, so I don't know.
Oh my God.
No, there's nothing wrong. It's terrible to say, but I'm very scary. I'm protective of myself. Like, I just can't put myself in that risk. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
But power to you.
While there is no stigma around having
Right.
HIV.
No.
Bring it back.
There's no stigma about having HIV and AIDS. It is very important to, protect yourself. And that's totally understandable. And I feel like you should operate your sex life on the guard that, you may catch something or you may, get an STD or an STI.
Especially if you're having casual sex.
Yeah, especially if you're having casual sex.
The reason is my sister is a doctor and my mother is a nurse. So they are always telling me these horror stories.
Oh, yeah.
Like my sister is telling me about how men would come in the hospital and then they have HIV and their wives don't know and the wife is blind. And it's like they can't tell the wife that your husband gave this to you and then he is just like, oh, I can't tell her this. Like, this is why it's so scary to me. And these people, they look healthy, very beautiful, very attractive. And it's unfortunate, the situation, but it's just there's no guarantee because I could be with a man today and he do something tomorrow. But as much as I can try to protect myself from exposing myself to that, I'm very strict about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that there still are ways to protect yourself and successfully have a safe one-night stand, with the use of contraceptives, condoms, dental dams.
Ain't nobody using no damn dental dams.
I ain't gonna lie.
But there's still ways, especially, as we dive deeper into the scientific advancements with, medication for HIV and AIDS to help prevent, catching HIV or AIDS. There's so many ways to still have a safe and secure one-night stand.
And while we're talking about HIV, if you are living with the virus, we are in a place where, you can be undetectable.
Yeah,
undetectable
live
means
a very long
untransmittable.
life.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think there's nuance to that conversation, but I think you have every right to go up to where you are comfortable. And nobody's saying,
I'm
in
just
order to be
scary.
a sexually free person, you have to be out, having one night
Yeah.
stands, whatever.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
Being free is about being comfortable.
That's a huge misconception too. I feel like, living in this country, we tend to identify when you're sexually free, it's like, oh, she's a hoe, or she's a this, or she's a that. And that'll come from both ends. That'll come from, women and from men who will just label you. And first of all, what's so wrong about being a hoe?
Right. What have you really said about somebody by calling them a hoe?
But yes, honey, Marcus.
Boy, you be right on time.
Yes.
Just go ahead
Well,
and
you
take
must
this.
know, cause
Yeah,
You're stopping this a little hot.
But yeah, I feel like there's so much pressure in this country with the stigma around being sexually free. And weirdly enough, it's always tied onto women or, homosexual men. I feel that those are who get
Homosexual,
it the
anybody
men.
who sleep with
Yeah,
the
that's
same
who get it the
gender.
most. I feel like cis-het men are the safest because when you are a straight man and you are sexually free, you's a badass. You juicing all these
This man
gals.
walking around having 2 and 3 families. You want to talk to me about what I could do?
Exactly.
You got 3 households, sir. Worry about them. Go and visit them children. Right. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Excuse me, why you in my business? I don't have no kids. I don't have no households all over Nassau and the family islands.
There was this video on Twitter. I don't know if y'all saw it. It was a woman, she had a child, and I think a man was asking her if she would give it up on the first night or something like that, and she was just like, no. And he was like, what you mean, why? Because you already have a child, you already ran through, are you married?
Oh,
so she was just,
honey.
yeah, I have to find that video. So she was like, what do you mean I'm ran through because I had a child? He said, are you married to that man? And she's like, no, I'm not married to my baby daddy. So he's like, what you mean you can give it up? You already give it up before? That was triggering. That was the most disgusting. I think
I'm just stuck in.
It was just this week. I think it was just all around Twitter.
nerve.
You didn't see it, but you're on Twitter. No?
But you're on Twitter.
No, child,
Yeah,
God
he
is
told
protect
us
me from
she's
them type of
ran
things
through.
in my spirit. No,
And she's
no,
like,
no.
what do you mean
Oh,
I
I hate
ran
that.
through?
I hate that. I hate the idea that you're going to be diminished or ran through or loose.
Because I had a child.
It's just it's upsetting for me because that, like, the sharing of videos like that and the commentary, if you look at the commentary, you'll see an equal mix of women and men, and if so, probably more women than men.
Yes.
That'll just be continuing the bashing of that woman. It's like just bringing her down for what though?
And it's not like take that argument through to the end, right? Ran through because penises have been in you. Okay, so whether she was on 100 penises or the same penis for 100 years, does that mean that all of our vaginas are going to be ran through by the time we finish life? Like, is that how that works?
The vagina's a muscle.
I don't think so.
I was about to say that.
A whole ass baby, honey.
But I was
And you think you're like, what, 2 inches in girth is going to run through somebody?
No, but
She done push out a whole baby.
But also it brings in, like, I don't like when men say, oh, she was slack. Sir, how?
Yeah.
It's a muscle.
Me and Kia was just talking about this in the car. We was just like, was she slack or was your dick game just trash? It's either that or did you just not fulfill to the point where, now you have to put it on her.
Or
and it's always projection.
Or you could arouse her that much that she's that wet that it's easy to go in because if you do a good job, it's going to be easy. It's not going to hurt when you go in.
Right.
So what's the real meaning of slack? That you pleasing her that good that it's just easy to work your way in, or you just I don't even know. I don't even know what to say.
Because we was talking about in the car, I'm like, when they talking about loose, I'm like, well, damn, is it falling out all over you? Like, what you mean it loose? Is pieces dropping out and like
what does it mean?
How is it loose? I ain't never seen nobody crabby just hang out and hang down and slide all over the floor.
You some things.
What are you talking about?
But it just shows, though, that when we do look at, sex as a whole, it is still a very male-centric ideal. That sex is just all about for the man. We applaud men for losing their virginity, but we shame women for losing their virginity. We applaud men for sleeping with multiple women. We shame women for doing the same. So it's just like, we need to...
Can I add on that? You notice like every male has like a WhatsApp group conversation, like where they just sending each other like nudes of females or like porn.
Or like my pictures from Instagram.
Yeah, or just sending them pictures. And I'm just like, why do you do this? I spoke to one of my
yoga getting sexualized.
all these groups, real talk. And I remember talking to my friend about it because I was just like, why do y'all do this and you have a girlfriend? And he's just like, this isn't cheating. Fine, I don't think it's cheating. He's like, this isn't cheating, it's innocent. So I was just like, okay, so what if your girlfriend does that? He's like, I wouldn't want that. Like, that's a turn off. I wouldn't want a girl like that.
Okay.
So it's you saying like, yeah, they're allowed to do these different things, but why can't look? Because who knew it was just like it was Trey Songz, like, and Big Sean, because child.
Oh,
No comment.
no comment.
But no.
Why can't send them?
But it's also the case too, even when nudes leak that are from men, it's taken differently than when nudes are leaked from women. That's another
Even
thing.
just nudes in general.
Yeah.
Like, the leak is like the excitement, right? Like, if a girl seriously just straight up posts her own nudes or her OnlyFans link, like, it is the worst thing in the world. Negative, oh my God, you slut. But if her nudes get leaked on her, everybody can watch them. Everybody can go look at it. And it's just like,
and the
so you wouldn't
comes
give this gal
after.
$5 a month?
Yeah.
I wish these shackles called morals would loose me because these girls would be making bank.
Yeah, one of my friends makes like $40,000 a month.
You said a month?
Yes, I said a month. $40,000 a month. Yes. Anyways, we digress because that's a whole nother topic.
But she's the dummy.
Okay. But in just adding on to that, close enough for that part. I saw this one tweet that said that sex is so male dominated that the reason why the male view of women charging for sex, whether it be porn and any kind of sex work, the reason why that triggers them so much is because it's something that they can't control. It's women gaining money or, enjoyment or whatever, validation from what it is that they're doing and having control of it that triggers them. It's the idea that I can't control that narrative anymore. I can't say that, oh, I was the one that did this or I made her do that. It's now like, oh, I had to pay for that. So that's why you have to degrade. And it just drives home the need for us to, encourage a sexually free society, especially when it comes to women, where we can just be our sexual selves, like without that backlash that'll come from other women, other men, that'll try and like tear us down, because there's so much liberation that comes with owning your sexuality, your sensuality. And that doesn't mean that, you sleep with 100 different people.
Right.
And if you want to, that's great. But just being able to know your body, and that starts, I feel, from masturbation, to explore your body, to be able to communicate what you want. That's
without shame.
Without
that's
shame.
That's the freedom. The freedom isn't that you're free to go and, put that grab on whoever you want. You are. But the freedom is you don't have to be ashamed, because I think even if you do everything the right way and you're a virgin when you get married and even when in the context of your marriage, a lot of women still have to encounter that shame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you did everything you're supposed to do. Why are you so ashamed? Because your whole life, the messaging has been that this is a dirty, nasty, shameful act, when everybody grinded. Everybody. Your mommy, your Grammy, everybody.
And all the while you equipped with an organ that is designed for pleasure. Can you imagine? Your entire life you're told, don't touch it, don't do this, it's dirty, it's a demon, you'll be a whore, and you literally have a clitoris waiting to be explored. Like, please, touch me. Touch me.
Somebody.
But then
Use me, lick me, do something, and let me experience the euphoria that comes with the liberation of being a sexually free woman.
But I think a lot of women down it too, because they haven't had that experience as well. So because they don't know and they don't explore, they think, oh, that's bad, because they ain't explored. I can guarantee you, if they explore that baby, they ain't gonna say that.
I can send them one clitoral sucking machine, and they will be like, okay, yes, honey. Yes.
They might leave their man.
No, but I feel like it's so important to explore your body, and we really do ourselves a disservice by putting women on this pedestal of being these angelic. It's just like the pressure that we put on women to just
You got to read your Bible. The angels was having sex too. They were saying they was coming down to earth, getting it in.
You have a point.
Yeah.
Everybody, animals. It's a natural part of
and
existence.
They try to
life.
make it seem like it isn't okay. Like, if you like we were talking about all day, like, you touch yourself, it's bad. Like, I'm pretty sure if I knew,
I still don't understand why it's considered bad.
I don't understand why either.
Oh, I thought y'all knew why they thought it was bad.
Lust.
Yes, you said that.
It's lust.
It's lust.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, but I mean, as with the patriarchal society, anything that brings a woman pleasure is bad. So there's that.
But how would it be if you're married and you asking for these things? Would it still be bad?
Yes.
How would
Even
it
if you're married?
Yes.
What you mean?
Well, the idea when it comes to marriage, from what I gather from a religious standpoint, is that you are still submissive to the man. I mean, we even talk about, marital rape.
Don't.
Masturbation in marriage?
Masturbation in marriage is still masturbation is a sin regardless if you're married or not.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That even makes sense.
So. You never see those Westboro Baptist Church picket signs? That
girl, get your life. No, I don't. You go on. You
that
dragging
literally
it.
say masturbation is a sin, abortion is a sin, all of
but
that.
But if you're doing it with your husband, how is that a sin?
Or like mutual masturbation?
Yeah, I don't
the
think
marriage
that's
bed
a sin.
is undefiled. I'm
really?
not.
That's what I thought.
I know the Bible too, baby.
That's what I thought.
So,
Child, I mean, it
where
is what
I
it
think
is.
it can get bad two, like even though we're saying like masturbation, it is liberating and you should get to know yourself, I do feel like you have to be aware that some persons have really addictive personalities. That's the only like way I could see it being an issue.
But I feel like you can't put that on masturbation.
No, because they can get addicted to pornography, and what if you have a partner? Then your partner isn't pleasuring you because like all you do is focus on
How many
self-pleasuring
women you know
yourself.
addicted to porn?
Huh?
How many women you know addicted
I'm
to
talking
porn?
about men.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's a whole nother conversation because we just, anyway.
I feel like we've really trailed off.
So maybe I'm trying to say maybe that's where
Why
the
it's
church is
considered
coming
bad?
from. Yeah, because you have like a lot of men. What was his name? The actor. Everybody Hates Chris, the dad. Like he spoke about his addiction to masturbation and how it like crippled his marriage. Like he would have to go in the bathroom every 10 minutes. Because he couldn't control himself. But I think maybe that's where the church is coming from. I don't know because I still don't understand
I don't think the church has
it's-
that much of a
No?
logical reason behind
I don't think so.
masturbation
No.
to stop people from addiction. I feel like it's more so just.
I'm just trying to understand it.
I mean, good luck. Yeah. I don't think we got enough time.
Okay.
But okay, so last thing. We briefly touched on it. So you say that no, sex doesn't need love. No?
I will say this, right? Because I know people watching this are gonna think all sorts of things about us. Like that, even just having this conversation,
It's taboo.
It's taboo. It's gonna be a lot. I do think, at this point in my life, I enjoy having sex with someone I love, and that is a new discovery.
Yes.
That wasn't always the truth, and I don't think it's always necessary, depending on you. If you're the type of person where you really have to be emotionally invested with someone to get down like that, then do you. But I don't think it is the same for everybody at every stage in their life.
I am that type of person, though.
Say that again.
I say I'm that type of person.
That I love sex for love?
No, not sex for love. Like, if I do have sex with you, at that point, like, I love you.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like you wait until you love the person?
No, I'm not saying, like, I wait. Like, I don't know. I rather just do it myself. I don't know. Maybe because I've been hurt before, and maybe it's like a defense mechanism. Like, it's that fortress I've built for myself. But at this point, I'd rather build friendship with the person, grow and love them. And maybe even when I really, really like them, then I consider like, okay, we'll have sex. Like there's no 90-day rule or anything, but it's more so of like me protecting myself. Like I've been really, really hurt. So
I get it.
that's like where I am.
I need to know the sex is good before I even get into that long journey of trying to love you.
Then I could just break up with
Because
you.
I don't want to fall in love with you and then sex
it's
is
trash,
like
and then you gotta try
and then
decide
I gotta
sex
try
or
and
love.
figure out a way to get the fuck out because it's just like, oh God, this is awkward now,
Oh, I don't know
No,
problems.
I need to make sure it's good first, and then we can talk about the rest. That's me.
I think that's a lot of people, though.
Yeah?
Because, I think that's a lot of people because it's like, okay, coming into the sexual world, everybody ain't gonna be in love with the person who they sleeping with. It's very rare that happens. And puppy love, baby, after you pass puppy love, you're just out there just winging it. So majority of your sexual encounters isn't because of love. It's because, baby, you need that little thing.
Exactly. No, and that's so true too.
It ain't because of love.
Yeah.
That's true too. Like you might think you're in love, but you really just need
You don't
to
know that
us.
person.
Real.
You don't know that person.
Real. You don't know that.
True.
You really just need the girl.
And that's
In
why
peace.
masturbation But that's why masturbation is key. You never see that meme would say, before you make any decisions, always masturbate twice.
Oh, so your mind's
I
clear.
never saw that.
So your mind clear?
Yep.
I didn't have to see it, but it just makes sense.
It makes sense. Because a lot of times, like, if you just masturbate before you go on a date, you might not even have sex with the guy.
Facts.
Because you might not even want to.
Wait, why you only tell me this in college?
I think that's just common
I should have
sense.
known this in college. I probably would avoid a lot of crap, babe.
But
Like,
I start
seriously.
doing that now too. So it's just like, okay, cool. I can think with more of a clear brain than just, a brain that just want to bust.
No, wow, I never thought.
It's like, hold on.
Wow. Y'all put me onto something, but I mean, I'm in a relationship, so baby, it's all good in the hood.
But no, I feel like you're right. Like a lot of times we think we in love, but we really just want to bust a nut.
Yeah, we only need that little thing. And baby, go home afterwards. Don't sleep here.
I appreciate y'all for saying that, because like whatever little moral high ground you think you have over that hoe who you calling a hoe, it's like, baby, you're not that far.
Slut shaming, yeah, I don't.
You're not that far away from her.
No.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I hate it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a thing.
It's a no.
Because everybody got skeletons in the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has things in their life that they're not proud of. And like I said, baby, you a scammer. Okay. you
hit me up if you would make money real quick.
You is raw people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm supposed to accept you.
Real.
Who you are.
Love me as I am.
But you want to spread that she's a hoe? Like, you don't got nothing else to say about her? Like...
But I feel like it all just stems from projections too, though. Like a lot of times, and I get it a lot from being on Instagram. People make assumptions about my life and who I am just because of what I post. Oh no, she's in a bikini on the beach. Like, what the fuck else do you wear on the beach?
Because you're bunky big. Like, that's it.
But that's it. And that's a whole other topic about the sexualization of curvy women. But anyways, but my whole thing is like people make so much assumptions about, the lives of women, when really and truly all you're doing is projecting the fact that you may be insecure, that you can't,
look like that.
Or be like
that. And that's from everybody.
Look like that.
Yes, no,
but
yes, because I was going to say it's not even just men. It's women too.
Yes.
Women
it's mainly
join
women.
it.
It's mainly
because
women.
they looking at that saying, boy,
it's
and have
mainly
that little curve.
Or they're jealous of the way that people react to you, the way that people love you, and the effect that you have on them. You women out there like that.
You can be yourself.
Or the fact that you're bungy big.
Oh my God.
Plain and simple. I'm bungy big and I don't like her. That's it.
I ain't gonna lie, it would be a shocker when I find a woman that actually like me. I was like, you sure? Like, you see my Instagram? Like we good? Like, there's no feelings that are coming up right now. But no, I feel like it's even more so prevalent because we do live in a society that doesn't comfort and applaud and honor women when we find a space to truly love ourselves and be ourselves to the depth of, being a sensual and sexual
explore
being.
ourselves.
Yes.
Like, I have so much life to live. Like, please don't judge me by the stuff I did in my 20s. I had lessons to learn. Yes. Like, didn't you? Learn your lessons and keep it moving. Stop judging people for where you bucked them in life.
Yeah.
Lifelong. Let people live.
That's a fact. Let people juice as much people as they want to. Let people masturbate.
No, but if you look at it a lot, from what I've been seeing on my end of my experience, a lot of people who were considered bad getting wife. And it's like, for me, it was like, wait, I was a good gal, right? Hey, in society's eyes. And the girls who I know who been getting this and that happen to have a husband and children. I'm like, wait, what am I doing wrong? Because clearly this ain't right.
Your time coming. Because I already see
that's
how
in the
y'all
past.
be carrying on for Valentine's and going on the beach and making YouTube video and all kind of shit, making me want to puke.
But I'm just thinking that was my thought process back then, because I knew a lot of girls who was like, in touch with their feminine side and just exploring, and they would get wifed.
Because
and I'm just here like,
realized that while she was exploring, she understood what she wanted, and she can actually tell them, hey, this is what great sex should be like.
And she's
they introduce
okay with
them to
herself.
it. Yeah.
And she's confident. Like, okay, you might find a woman who waited until whatever day y'all walk down the aisle, but like, what condition is she in?
Yes.
You know, that is not the defining trait that makes somebody wifeable.
Yes.
Like, and I hate that phrase too.
Yeah, what is her relationship with herself?
Yes.
In like,
that
in
don't have
all
nothing
of the...
to do with her sex life.
Yeah.
Like nothing. But we hold it so high as a way to judge
I just want to say
a woman's worth.
Yes.
When she's worth so much more than who has or has not been between her legs. Honestly.
That's true. That's a fact.
That's why whenever people make statements like, oh, she bad, she this, I'm like, you don't know what that young lady went through. Please leave her alone. If you are upset with your life, just deal with yourself.
Child,
please.
See podcast episode 1. All right, sweet. I think we could cheers on that.
Yep.
Cheers.
Eyes, no bad sex. All foreplay. Clitoral action. Yes.